All right. Good afternoon or evening. Not real sure what time it is. Cornerstone family, if you just give me a little bit of, just want to make sure that this is going through. Um, if somebody has signed on, uh, say hi to me. Oh, we got five people. Okay. All right. I was just making sure that this was working. Um, Hey, I just wanted to come to you guys. I pray you're having a great day. As you can tell, today is a lot different than it was last Saturday for me because I opened my big mouth. Thank you, Justin. Good. I'm glad to see somebody responded. I was worried I was talking to myself. I'm not in shorts and a t-shirt, but I am in appropriate attire with a hoodie with my North Dakota hat on because it decided to snow and it's really cold. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Tanya. Um, but I have been trying to prove that I am North Dakota strong, and I've been standing outside smoking meat today. So, I'm trying to take my own medicine there. Hey, Jennifer, hope you're doing well. Hey, I just wanted to touch base with you guys. Hey, Carol, and kind of update you on where we are. A couple of things that we got to remember as a church that we are in a community. We are a community of faith within a community. Hey, Sharon. And we want to make wise decisions. As you know, where we have been for the last 7 months has been in a state of what are we going to do next? We don't know the answer to that. And many of the things that we've been trying to do, we had that time we were out for a couple of months, and then we came back in. We came back in our building. We kind of did it in a tiered fashion because we wanted to make the wisest decision. I want to share a verse with you from the book of James. James 3, 17. We talked about this a few weeks ago. It says, "But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere." And so, the leadership of the church, we've been talking. We want to be open to reason. I realize that we can't live in fear. We don't want to live in fear of this virus. We got to trust that God is in control, and we absolutely do. Um, but we have had people within our church that have gotten COVID. The cases are going up in our community, and the governor has moved us to orange. So what is our response as a church? And so as the elders, we got together and we talked about it, and we're trying to make the best decisions for uh, our body of believers at our church. We want everybody to be safe. At the same time, we also want to realize that we want to have the freedom to worship and do what we can. So here's our take and our plan. A couple things this Sunday, actually tomorrow, not much is going to change tomorrow. The one thing that will change, we will have the rows marked off again, kind of like what we did when we came back in, just to make sure that minimally we are giving enough space for people. We want people to be able to come in and worship. We want them to be able to feel safe, that they've got enough space that they can freely worship. So we'll have those marked off again. We did that. We did that when we came back in, just to make sure. We'll still do everything. Children's Church, I've talked to Bobby. We can still do Awana right now. The belief is that children don't spread it too much. As long as we've got leaders, we can still do that. And then next week, so to kind of set the table for that, now next week's going to look a lot different. Next week, we're going to go back to having two services. Now I know, and if you look at the going to orange, what they will tell you is that they don't want you to have in large group gatherings more than 25% of our capacity, which is about 80 something people in the sanctuary. And so we feel like with the number of people we have right now, and luckily we have this beautiful building with a lot of space in it. And so going back to two services, one will be at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and the other one will be at 10:45, just like normal. Now, what's interesting is that some of you, when we were doing that 9 o'clock service, were really excited about it. Like you enjoyed it. And some people like, hey, I've kind of missed that. So we'll go back next Sunday, not tomorrow, but next Sunday to doing 2 services. So just to kind of give you, they've got a print off of Back to Church best practices for places of worship. Standing 6 feet apart. That's difficult for me because I'm a Southerner, and we like to high five people and hug people, but we want to maintain some distance there, so that we're safe. We want to be able to worship, but give people their space. I will tell you that Dylan and I, Dylan is coming on staff full time. We're taking steps right now because of the cases that are going up. He and I are taking steps so that if one of us catches it, we're not both going to be taken down at the same time. There have been churches in our community that staff members have gotten it and all that stuff. And we're trying our best to make sure that we can take care of our people. And so if one of us goes down, we're trying to make sure we're not 6 feet for too long. If you are a high risk individual, they ask you to stay at home, and you know that. And I hate that because I want to see your faces, and I miss a lot of your faces, the ones that can't be there. We do encourage you to watch online. We have this right here. We got Facebook Live. We got YouTube. Please watch. Please plug in. If you're the point now, you're like, okay, it's went to Orange. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to watch from home. Make that a part of your schedule. Don't get too far away from it. Meet with the body the best you can, and sing and worship with us. Hand sanitizer, we're going to have that available. Contact free. We've cut a lot of this out, so we haven't been passing offering plates. We do have the giving boxes there. We ask you, to continue to give to the Lord and the work of the ministry, because we want to impact our community. If you do come next week to the early service, if you'd be willing afterwards to grab some disinfectant, and we'll have wipes and all that, help us wipe everything down. And they do ask, they encourage, now listen to me, don't fall off edge here. They do encourage to wear masks. They encourage us to cover our face and things like that to keep projecting. Now, here's the thing. It is a recommendation. It is not required. We are not going to police. We're not going to have anybody standing at the door tackling anybody. If they do tackle you, it probably has something to do with something else, but not that. I'm joking. But, if that's something that you're comfortable with, I know people stand on both sides of the issue of, do they really help? Well, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll cover our mouth, like if we go to sneeze or cough, things like that. But again, it is recommended, from the state, but it's not required. So we're asking in all this, it's about caring for people. The numbers are going up. So here's what's going to happen. If we continue to change colors, next one is red. I don't know if there's anything beyond red. If we continue to change colors, it is going to affect our community. There are going to be a lot more restrictions on various things in our community, in various businesses and things like that. So we want to be able to do our part. We are already kind of set up, to be able to go to 2 services next week. That we can space people out and give other opportunities to worship. So please join us, be with us. Again, we've been praying about this. We want to make the best decisions to keep our people safe, but at the same time, reserve our right to worship and worship freely. So we love you guys. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for praying. Justin, man, I'm praying you're getting better, buddy. We've had a couple of people. It's interesting that this disease has attacked people in different ways. Some people get the sniffles. Some people get a fever they can't seem to get past, and all that. So, yes, if y'all need anything, thank you, Sharon, for doing that. If y'all need anything like meals, if you get in that position, please let us know. Reach out to us, because we want to impact our community. There will be Awana tomorrow. There will be Children's Church. The plan for next week, again, tomorrow, if you just started joining us, don't want to go back and watch the whole thing. The plan for tomorrow is everything's going to be status quo, other than having it marked off and asking people, do your best to kind of stay away from each other. Wave, smile. But the next week, after having talking with Bob, talking, there's a country way to say that. Hey, Tammy, we miss you. I appreciate y'all. And I know you probably just heard me say talking and thought you was still in Kentucky, or Tennessee. But having talked to Bobby Joe, that next week we could still do Awana when we're in 2 services, because the first one starts at 9, ends at 10. The Awana time is from 10 to 10:40 right now, and then the second service starts at 10:45. So I believe we've communicated and we've talked with her. And if it does go to red, we're probably not going to be doing Awana at that point, just to be on the safe side. So again, we don't want to overreact. We want to be reactive. We want to be able to be wise, and that's what we're trying to do. Love you guys. Hope to see you tomorrow. And again, if you can't, we've had upwards of 25 people watching this today. So if you can't be there in person, and if you can, we want you to be at worship. One of the thoughts I actually had was with the 9 o'clock service, the earlier service tends to be less crowded. And so for people that are like, I'm not afraid to get out, but I don't want to really be around 100 something people, there's an option that you'll be able to come in and be a part of that. Now, those services will be trimmed down just a little bit. We won't probably sing one less song, and maybe I won't preach as long. Who knows? Anyways, love y'all, and keep praying for the people that are struggling. Let's see how we can impact our community. Ministry doesn't stop. The gospel doesn't stop going out just because COVID is here. So find a way to impact people today. All right. Love you guys.